Hey athletes, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into an important topic for female endurance athletes, and that is how to adjust your training around your menstrual cycle. Women's bodies naturally go through phases each month, and understanding how to work with those phases, not against them, can help improve your performance, reduce injury risk, and optimize your recovery. Hey, I'm Dr. Jason Barker, and for the past 23 years, I've specialized in helping athletes enhance their performance. And as an athlete myself, I've always been fascinated by what helps us push harder, recover faster, and stay injury-free. So I created this channel to share some insights on improving speed, boosting performance, and optimizing recovery, bringing the knowledge I've gained through my experience both in the clinic and out in competition. Okay, let's break it down by cycle and phase. There are 4 distinct phases in a woman's cycle. There's menstruation, the follicular phase, ovulation, and the luteal phase. Each phase affects your body in unique ways, and that means you should tweak your training to match them. Let's get into some of the details. The first phase of a woman's cycle is menstruation, which generally occurs on days 1 through 5. During your period, both estrogen and progesterone levels are at their lowest. You're probably going to feel fatigued, sluggish, and more prone to cramps, headaches, or other discomforts. It's important to give your body what it needs during this time, which often means scaling back your workouts. Light runs, walking, yoga, or stretching can be beneficial, but don't be afraid to take extra rest days if you're feeling especially depleted. Performance-wise, high-intensity workouts will likely feel harder, and your endurance might not be at its peak as well. The menstrual phase is all about recovery and active rest. Your body is already under some physical stress, so prioritizing low-intensity movement and recovery strategies can help set you up for a stronger training cycle later on. The next phase is the follicular phase, occurring generally on days 6 to 14. After your period ends, your estrogen levels begin to rise, and you'll probably start to notice an increase in energy. This is when your body is primed to handle higher intensity workouts and longer endurance sessions. Estrogen helps with muscle recovery and carbohydrate metabolism, which means your body can better utilize fuel for demanding workouts. This is a great time to focus on speed work, strength training, and longer runs, as your body is more resilient and capable of handling additional stressors. You'll likely feel mentally sharper as well, which can give you an edge to push your limits. Take advantage of this phase to schedule your harder sessions or new challenges in your training. After the follicular phase comes ovulation, typically around days 14 or 15. As you reach ovulation around the middle of your cycle, estrogen is at its highest. This is often when you'll feel your strongest, both physically and mentally. You may notice that your energy is peaking and that your body is primed for performance. If you're aiming for a personal best or a challenging workout, this is the time to go for it. Estrogen enhances endurance, power, and focus, so your body can handle high-intensity efforts better than at any other point in your cycle. However, be mindful, there's some research out there suggesting that injury risk, particularly to the ligaments, may be slightly higher during this time due to hormonal effects on joint laxity. So keep an eye on your form and don't overdo it. Next up is the luteal phase from about day 15 to 28. After ovulation, the luteal phase begins and significant hormonal shifts occur. This phase can be tricky. The luteal phase is dominated by progesterone, which plays a crucial role in preparing the body for potential pregnancy. So here's a breakdown of everything that happens during this phase. First off, progesterone levels rise sharply after ovulation and stay high during most of the luteal phase, while estrogen also increases slightly, yet it remains lower than during ovulation. As the luteal phase progresses, both estrogen and progesterone begin to decline if pregnancy does not occur. The drop in these hormones triggers menstruation. However, before that, progesterone increases and has several effects on your body. The first one is fatigue. Progesterone has a sedative-like effect on the body, which can make you feel more tired, less energetic, and less motivated to exercise, of course. This is part of why you might feel more sluggish during this phase. Next is thermogenesis, or increased body temperature. Progesterone raises your basal body temperature by about 0.5 degree Fahrenheit, or about 0.3 to 0.5 degrees Celsius. This small increase can make your workouts feel harder, especially in hot or humid conditions, as your body works harder to regulate that heat. There's also a big metabolic shift that happens during the luteal phase, and your body becomes more efficient at using fat for fuel rather than carbohydrates. Now, while this is helpful for endurance exercise, it can make high-intensity efforts more challenging because your body struggles to access fast energy from those carbs to some degree. Also, we have the additional onset of PMS symptoms. Progesterone and estrogen fluctuations during the luteal phase contribute to the typical symptoms of PMS. Common symptoms, of course, include bloating and water retention. And that's because progesterone increases the body's tendency to retain water, leading to that bloating, swelling, and a heavier feeling. Estrogen can also influence fluid balance and worsen that symptom. Also, there's going to be mood changes. As progesterone rises and then suddenly drops before menstruation, neurotransmitters like serotonin, the feel-good hormone, are affected. This drop in serotonin is thought to contribute to mood swings, irritability, anxiety, and even feelings of depression. Additionally, there's going to be cravings and increased appetite because progesterone is also linked to changes in appetite and those cravings, particularly for high carbohydrate and sugary foods. This is partly due to the body's attempt to maintain energy balance as it prepares for that potential pregnancy. The decrease in serotonin can also lead to carb cravings as carbs temporarily boost serotonin levels. Also, there's going to be breast tenderness. Rising progesterone causes the breast tissue to swell, leading to soreness and tenderness, making exercise more painful. Performance is impacted with higher progesterone levels as well. The body's ability to use glycogen, that stored carbohydrate, is reduced, making it harder to sustain high-intensity workouts. Endurance exercise may feel more difficult due to that increased fatigue and slower recovery, even though metabolism is enhanced. Additionally, progesterone's influence on the central nervous system sensitivity can affect coordination and reaction time. This can make you feel off during training, increasing the risk of errors or poor form in technical workouts or when performing high-speed drills. Because of all this, you may also notice that recovery is slower and endurance sessions are more mentally challenging. It's a good time to focus on steady state runs and moderate intensity endurance work. Prioritize recovery strategies like sleep, nutrition, and hydration as your body is more sensitive to stress during this phase. There's a lot going on in a woman's cycle, so here's a quick recap. Menstruation, days 1 to 5, take it easy. Focus on recovery and low intensity training. Follicular phase, days 6 to 14, energy's on the rise. Ramp up the intensity with speed work, strength training, and longer runs. Ovulation, around day 14 or 15, is peak energy and strength time. This is a great time for high intensity efforts, but watch for potential injury. During the luteal phase, days 15 to 28, progesterone slows you down. Focus on steady state training, lower intensity, and active recovery. Understanding how your body changes throughout your cycle can make a big difference in your training and performance. By syncing your workouts with your cycle, you'll feel more in tune with your body, improve your athletic results, and reduce the risk of overtraining or injury. So, as a woman, have you noticed these changes during your cycle? And have you tried adjusting your training based on where you're at in your cycle? Let us know down in the comments. Clearly, all women are affected by their cycle to one degree or another, and I'm curious to hear what's worked for you. Plus, sharing helps everybody else that's watching the video. Lastly, take a look at our blog. I have several articles covering female hormonal balance. I'll put a link to those in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this information helps you get more out of your training while accounting for those hormonal fluctuations that occur each month. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more tips on optimizing your performance as an endurance athlete. See you all next time.